Hello and welcome to episode 7 of our Aston Martin Save, and this week it is the jewel in the crown. It is the Monaco Grand Prix, but we've got a little bit of admin that we want to get through before we get into the race weekend. I think this circuit might actually suit our car. We had a difficult race last time out in Barcelona, but not too bad at all. Still very much fighting with the Haas and the McLaren in the constructors' standings, but it's driver scouting where we're going to start this episode because we're going to scout two drivers. If you watch the F1 in real life this weekend, Nick De Vries did a fantastic job in the Williams. That's Nick De Vries. Did a fantastic job in the Williams. We're going to scout him, just the standard scouting for Nick De Vries, who's in the Mercedes stable at this moment in time as their reserve driver. But the other one we're looking at, and the one who has joined Aston Martin as their first development driver, is Felipe Drogovic. We're going to do a detailed scouting report on this guy. 30 days it's going to take. This guy might be in the reserve driver seat before the end of this season and might be driving for us in our second car next season. And we are bringing an upgrade to Monaco. The new side pod design has been completed and we've emergency manufactured them, so they're going to be on the car in time for the practice sessions in Monaco. And as we can see, there's a massive difference in between them and the old side pods. If we have a look at the right hand side, the old side pods red on the low speed cornering and the medium speed cornering. Obviously not as good in the dirty air as well, and we will get a little bit of a boost in the DRS sections. Not probably as prominent for the Monaco Grand Prix, but the low speed and medium speed cornering could be big for this weekend. And so let's have a look at the preparation. Monaco, if you know anything about F1, Monaco is the one that you want to win. The street circuit, the jewel in the crown next to the marina, the glitz, the glam of Monaco. What could be better? First raced in 1950, 78 laps round the street circuit, and our car may just suit this. Low speed and medium speed corners are all the rage in Monaco. It's not a fast circuit at all. I really fancy us to get into Q2 with both cars, and if we have a look at the expected strategy, soft to hard, the one stop is the prominent strategy, but every chance for a safety car. Easy to make a mistake on these streets. Strategy will have to be adaptable.
Cars have been racing through Monaco's streets since 1929, and this weekend is no exception, as we get to watch the new generation of world-class drivers take over Monte Carlo. This is the Monaco Grand Prix. Monaco is famous for its many narrow twists and corners. From the brake-heavy Le Rascasse to the treacherous Sand of Ott, there are no proper straights to speak of, and it's extremely hard to overtake here. It sounds like simple advice, but getting up as high on that starting grid as possible is the best plan of attack. We might still be early in the season, but that doesn't mean we can sit back and relax. Everything is up for grabs, and nothing is certain at this stage. There's nothing like a race weekend in Formula One.
After another good practice session, we've got the setup confidence as high, but Sebastian Vettel, as has been a common theme during this series, did spin again and damage his chassis and suspension during practice. Not great at all. Couple of cars crashing out. Lando Norris and Valtteri Bottas, the other two as well. After the first flying runs, Sebastian Vettel finds himself in P12 in the standings and Lance Stroll down in 15th. So there is hope to get possibly both cars into Q2. We'll come back on the Flyers. Right then, here we go. Sebastian Vettel on his flying lap. Crosses the line with 30 seconds left to go. We will ride on board with Sebastian at this moment in time. Let's have a look at what he can do. Currently sat in P12. Lance Stroll got a bit more work to do, down in P15, but not too much difference, only 2/10 difference between the two guys, so much hope to be had here. Like I said, last time we did manage to get Sebastian Vettel. In fact, the last two races, we managed to get Sebastian Vettel into Q2. Can we do that again today? Let's have a look from the above head cam, and we've got Lance Stroll behind him as well, so both guys in a nice bit of air. No traffic at this moment in time. As we see them both going through, Sebastian Vettel's yellow through the first sector, but Lance Stroll is green. Let's see if he can pick it up towards the end of the lap here, Sebastian Vettel. I'd be disappointed if we didn't get one of our guys into Q2. Maybe this time it's going to be Lance Stroll who manages to get himself there. Who knows? Green through the second sector for Sebastian Vettel. Lance Stroll the opposite. Yellow second sector as they come through the swimming pool and Rascasse. Can Sebastian Vettel pump himself up a little bit? He's dropped into the drop zone as has Lance Stroll. Sebastian Vettel looks to cross the line. P16 only and P17, and we don't know what Mick Schumacher's going to do. This has probably been the most disappointing qualifying session for us, actually. Mick Schumacher jumps to 17th and 18th. Back to normal. This is shaping up to be a tasty Monaco Grand Prix. If we have a look up here, we're going to start in the sunshine, but then have a little look. It starts to rain, light rain, then heavy rain around lap 30 before drying out again towards the end of the race. So both our guys, we're going to start on both on the softs. I believe that makes sense for both of our guys. And then we'll have to adapt as the race and the weather changes. So both our guys starting on the soft compounded tyre. Let's get into it.
We have beautiful blue skies overhead as the drivers line up on the grid. And there's Sebastian Vettel. With their starting position in the back 10, they'll have their work cut out for them. There's Lance Stroll, down the grid. They're in the back half of the pack, so they'll need to work hard if they want a podium finish. The race start is mere seconds away. We're here and the streets are abuzz.
Here we go, Max Verstappen is on pole.
It's lights out and away we go.
We're going to ride on board with Sebastian Vettel early in this race. We're going to get both our guys on push on the fuel. Absolutely.
Lift and coast.
I do think that the fuel isn't going to be a problem around here. It's a very, very slow getaway.
Still a lot to play for.
But Lance Stroll's already lost the position to Alexander Albon. Not fantastic from Lance Stroll. Oh, like I said, we are scouting a couple of drivers now. Let's be aware of that. And it's a huge train down into these tight corners on these streets of Monaco. Max Verstappen leads from Charles Leclerc, Perez in third, Sainz, Gasly, Hamilton, Bottas, Russell, Norris and Kevin Magnussen make up the top 10. Both Alpines in Alonso and Ocon in P11 and 12 respectively. Guan Yu Zhou P13. Then comes Ricciardo, Tsunoda, Mick Schumacher, Vettel and Alexander Albon as we have a look through the tunnel here in Monaco. And Sebastian Vettel just latching onto the back of Mick Schumacher. Lance Stroll's had a terrible start to proceedings in this race. He's currently behind Alexander Albon, who's now a second and a half behind Sebastian Vettel. So early doors, pretty much the procession that we are used to at Monaco. We bring you back on lap 5, and it has been a terrible start to this Monaco Grand Prix from Lance Stroll. He's been stuck behind Alexander Albon, who's lost around 4 seconds to Sebastian Vettel, so a bit of overtake, bit of DRS, and now hopefully Lance Stroll got a bit of clear air and can start pumping in some decent lap times, because my God, does he need it? And I think that's more relief than anything in our garage. As things stand at the moment, it's still very much Max Verstappen leading. We can then look at... We've got Leclerc in second who set the fastest lap. Perez, not much has changed at all. Sebastian Vettel hanging onto the back of Mick Schumacher. But Mick Schumacher should be in danger of losing Yuki Tsunoda because he's lost the RS. And we'll have a look at Sebastian Vettel down this straight. Mick Schumacher. Seb just can't get it done at this moment in time. And am I right in saying that he's on the hard compounded tyre? So, Sebastian Vettel, really on this next lap, needs to get past Mick Schumacher ASAP. And we bring you back on lap 12 now. Sebastian Vettel is having a rather frustrating race at this moment in time. He's stuck behind Mick Schumacher. And no matter how much ERS he tries to utilise, he can't get past him. But we have just had the mention from Lance Stroll's race engineer that the rain is coming, as we can see on this top right hand side. 1 minute to 40% rain. This is going to be interesting. Let's see when the rain starts pouring if we can pull a blinder or a strategy. And as we can see on lap 15, the rain is coming. And I think next lap, I think we're going to be in. We are going to be in for intermediates on this next lap. Yellow flag. Multiple cars crashed. There's been a huge crash on track. We're going to utilise this now. Pit options, right, let's get our guys. Both our guys will want to go onto the intermediate tyre, so that's him sorted out. Let's also look at Sebastian as well. Right, we've made the decision. We are going to double stack. We are going to double stack. Both of our cars are going to be in for intermediates. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. It's all happening here. Cars are really starting to struggle. Sonoda locked up. Let's have a quick look at this one because I saw it in the background there. Oh, he's got no front ring. We didn't get to see the multi-car crash. Right, and our pit crew is going to have to be bang at it with this. Everybody's into the pits. Everyone's into the pits. We have had to double stack. It was the only way that we could do it. We needed to get both our tyres onto these intermediates. Right, we need good pit stops, guys. Sebastian's away. And he's going to follow Mick Schumacher out. Lance has not done too badly out of that. He's dropped. So he has done very badly out of that. Come on, Seb. Keep in front of that Williams. He has done. And Lance Stroll is going to come out behind Alexander Albon. But that's not the end of the world. It's pretty much as you were. But Albon will defend against that. We're still under green flag running here. So Ricciardo, Tsunoda and Latifi obviously involved in that crash, which we didn't get to see. The leaders are just pitting now. So lap 16, it's pretty much as you were. Sebastian Vettel is going to be following Mick Schumacher, but there is a bigger interval now. There is a 3-second gap to Mick Schumacher, who's currently 19 seconds behind K-Mag. Obviously, they've double stacked as well, so we're going to need a bit more jeopardy. Lap 18 and juicy pit stop. Sebastian Vettel's now up to P13. He's 4 seconds behind Mick Schumacher. Meanwhile, at the front, Max Verstappen still leads from Carlos Sainz, then Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Alonso, Magnussen and George Russell make up the top 10 now. Everybody is on intermediate tyres. Could we sneak some points? You never know in these wet conditions. It only takes one mistake. But I've said that in the last few episodes, and Sebastian Vettel's been the man who's made that error. Lap 26, and we're back with Sebastian Vettel. He's just trying to close that gap to Mick Schumacher at this moment in time. 2.7 seconds currently to the young German in front of him. If we have a look further back, Lance Stroll is just stuck in a train behind Zhou. He hasn't got the pace to overtake Zhou, and Zhou's really struggling behind Alexander Albon, who's just dropping from Ocon at a rate of knots. So it's pretty much as you were. Verstappen still leads. He's got a 7-second gap to Carlos Sainz and Leclerc. When the next pit stop comes, it's going to be interesting to see what Ferrari do. Do they double stack? We've got, if we have a look at the strategy view, we've got some rain coming in a little moment. When we get to lap 40, lap 50. When we get to lap 50, that's when we might be looking at that soft compound of tyre. So much to ponder, but at the moment, it's pretty much a procession. Lap 35, track is now dry enough for dry compound tyres, but there is rain coming. So we're going to leave them out. No one else has pit at this moment in time, and as we can see, the rain is just starting to fall again a little bit more. So it doesn't make sense at this moment in time to bring him in. Let's leave him out there, see what we can do. We reckon around lap 50 is when we should be pitting for softs. And we've really got to try and get an undercut. Meanwhile, Lance Stroll has just done a double overtake. With that? Lance Stroll, double overtake. Let's have a look at this.
Let's have a look here.
He's took the Alfa Romeo and the Williams in one swoop round the outside into Sandevort. No heroics into Sandevort. Heroics for Lance Stroll. Superb stuff, my son. Lap 36, as we can see on the right-hand side, rain is falling again. It is still Max Verstappen, who's just having a lovely drive around Monaco in the rain at this moment. Carlos Sainz, 8 seconds behind him. And then comes Leclerc, Perez, Hamilton, Gasly, Bottas, Alonso, Magnussen and George Russell. Meanwhile, at the bike, we've still 1.5 seconds away from Mick Schumacher, but Sebastian Vettel has got a very quick Esteban Ocon on his tail. Lance Stroll, after that double overtake, is now pulling away from the Williams and looking to chase down. Well, he's not going to chase Ocon, is he? Lance Stroll, P15 this afternoon. I'm calling it now. Track is drying out. We reckon that should be just about enough for the rain. If we have a look at the strategy, I think we've just about done it. We're going to bring both our guys into the pits now onto the soft compound tyre. Lance Stroll is in early. Let's see if this works. There's a 60% chance of rain in a couple of minutes, but I think we can possibly get away with it. Or we might cancel it for Sebastian. Nobody else has pit. We reckon we're going to go for it. We're pitting this lap. We're going for the undercut.
Copy that. So make sure you get your pit limiter.
Track is drying out. 1.3. It's just dropping all the time. I'm hoping that by the time Sebastian gets out, we should be alright and good to go. Now it's all about the sector times. All about the sector times. We pulled the trigger early and gambled. We've said all along lap 50 is what we thought. It's glorious sunshine in Monaco. Right, let's have a look. Now is the time to be looking at the sector times. Especially at Lance Stroll. He's a man that we need to be having a look at. He looks pretty comfortable on those dry compound tyre at this moment. We need to see some green timings from Lance Stroll. Are we going to see them? If we do see them, it's going to be vindicated that it was the right time to bring both guys in. Let's just make sure. We don't want to be too aggressive. Nah, on his tyres, we're pretty much standard. We're all right with all that. Is he setting green? He's not. It's a yellow sector. He's had to get out of the way of the leaders as well, so that might play a part in it. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel also. Track is now dry. We're out there. Soft compounded tyre. Sebastian Vettel, what's the interval between him and Esteban Ocon? 26 seconds. Have we pulled the trigger at the right time? We went a little bit earlier than everybody else, it must have been said, but it looks like everybody's carried on for another lap. Sebastian, now we should be on dry track. We're on a dry track. And is now the time when we cash in. Do we attack on this lap? Both guys attack this lap.
Push the tyres hard now, push the tyres. Copy. And push. Copy.
Can we bring this gap down a little bit? We're deploying. People are now starting to come into the pits. We're going to deploy this lap. Try and see if we can get any positions gained.
Copy.
Magnussen is in. Come on, Sebastian. Come on, Sebastian. We're gaining. We're gaining. 26 seconds. It's dropped nearly a second in that corner. 25. Sebastian Vettel, he's gaining on Esteban Ocon quicker than you can... Well, quicker than anything here. Come on, Sebastian. He's on full deploy. He's on attack mode. This is practically a qualifying lap for Sebastian Vettel. 25 seconds behind. Oh, we're going to come out in front of Esteban Ocon. Is anyone going to stay out for another lap? It looks like everybody's in. Sebastian Vettel round the swimming pool chicane and Raskas. Can he now? Where is Sebastian going to filter out here? We're looking at Esteban Ocon. The timing's coming down. Has he managed to get in front? He's not. He's still 20 seconds behind. Ocon's not pit. Neither has Mick Schumacher. I wonder. Are we going to be able to make up some places here? It wouldn't be too out of the realms at this moment in time. Sebastian Vettel is still on full push mode here. We're going to switch Lance Stroll back to neutral. He's now 15 seconds behind Guan Yu Zhou. I don't think... Yeah, Guan Yu Zhou's clear. Lance Stroll's caught him up a little bit. Right, Ocon and Schumacher in the pits. And Sebastian Vettel looks like he's been held up. He's been held up by... Is that Lewis Hamilton?
Tsunoda is pitting this lap.
Oh, we're going to be able to make up any places. I don't think we're going to be able to.
Copy.
We're out of DRS as well. Ocon's coming out. Where's Sebastian Vettel? He's coming down the start-finish straight. Ocon and Mick Schumacher already in front, and it's not quite worked. We have lost a couple of... Well, we've lost one place to Esteban Ocon, who's now on fresher tyres. Disappointing. Very disappointing. And we're just going to bring you back to this field because at the moment there's nothing too much. It's been pretty much a procession since then. We can see Max Verstappen, who's absolutely bossed it in Monaco this afternoon. Through the wet, through the dry, strategies bang on, as you would expect from a Red Bull. Ferrari second and third at this moment. It's very spaced out. Everybody really, apart from, you can see Gasly there overtaking Stroll, I believe. It's very much been a case of a procession most of the way around. We thought we'd try and do something a little bit different, go a little bit early with Sebastian, but it didn't pay any dividends for us. Max Verstappen is now on his final lap, and we will ride on board with Max Verstappen. We'll just bring in, we'll just soak in these visuals round the Monaco. We'll speed it up to 2 times speed, but look at this. This is probably what Max Verstappen sees anyway. Gorgeous circuit. And Max Verstappen, the man who has bossed it from start to finish this afternoon, he's been unbeatable, he's been uncatchable, whether in the rain, whether in the dry. Look at that. We'll now just pull back out to that view there, to the camera view, the TV view, round the marina he goes. The applause is there from the Monegasque fans. Max Verstappen, absolute class, as in real life. Just can't be matched at this moment in time, especially around Monaco. And as we see Max Verstappen come up round the final corner to take the checkered flag, Max Verstappen will win in Monaco.
Tyres are dropping.
Stroll reporting the tyres dropping. Sebastian Vettel P14 today. I think the maximum was possibly P13. P12 at a very much a push, but didn't quite manage to do it. And again, we'll just speed it up a little bit to see Sebastian come round these final few corners.
Struggling with tyres.
And that's Sebastian done. Lance Stroll's done. Albon the Williams. It's been a poor day for them. Haas do pick up a constructor's point, which is not going to be great, but we'll now have a look at the classification. And there we are then, another Grand Prix finish. Max Verstappen wins, as we saw. And as we see down here, 14th and 16th for our two guys. We look at the Drivers' Championship. Sebastian Vettel drops down a place after Pierre Gasly's cracking performance in Monte Carlo. Constructors-wise, we do drop down to 7th in the Constructors. McLaren's still in 8th, Haas still in 9th, but AlphaTauri up a position do manage to overtake us. I hope you've enjoyed that Monaco Grand Prix. Did we pull the trigger a little bit too early? Possibly. But I felt we had to try something a little bit different to try and maximise our performance this weekend. Please do drop a like and subscribe, and we'll see you next Tuesday for the next race.